Gold, though, and silver is not, it's nothing new. But for some reason, it's always been like the most, I guess, gratifying investment because it's always held its own.
It is nothing new. And back in the days when I used to speak a lot more with clients, it's interesting to me. My background, I started off in the investment banking industry, so that was my initial exposure to the investment world. And as I got into gold, what I found fast, in investment banking, you're taking companies that are looking to raise capital to grow their business. Many of these companies people have never even heard of before, and that's where you come in and you educate them. I found it fascinating when I got into gold how many people were ill familiar, had no experience whatsoever with the whole notion or concept of buying gold. And I used to tell them all the time, I'm like, you don't understand gold, but here's what's funny about it from an investment and an asset standpoint. The good Lord, God Himself, took the time and trouble to put the stuff in the earth. And since day one that you and I, that man, started pulling it out of the earth, it's been of a sought after value. It's been of an exchangeable value.
Mm-hmm.
And that has not stopped from the time the first ounce was pulled from the ground. And so, when you look at gold and the staying power, I mean, and understand in the last decade plus, it has been categorically the number one performing asset class out there. It is something that it's non-debt encumbered, meaning like the value of it is based on what it is. It's not like a bond or a stock that has a value based on confidence. If that confidence is gone, there's nothing there. Gold has a value just based on what it is, and it is not dependent upon debt or somebody else's ability to pay that back.
Yeah.
On top of that, one of the strengths, as I mentioned a moment ago with BRICS, and we didn't even talk yet about like central banks who have been buying up gold in bigger proportion than they have in the history of mankind. But when you look at gold, one of the true values or benefits to it, as we sit here speaking today, without us having to do a thing, it is being traded in US dollars, in yen, in mark, in lira, in pound. One of the things with BRICS is making it so attractive to people is they're actually forming their own currency that will be backed by gold. But the point is, gold does not depend on the US dollar in order to derive a value or to maintain a value. You cannot say the same thing about the Dow Jones Industrial Average. You cannot say the same thing about the S&P, bonds, even our real estate. To a great extent, even though there's a lot of foreign influx of capital that goes into it, there is a tremendous reliability or reliance, I should say, on the US dollar in order to give it value.